Jodi. I am here for a gentle yoga flow. I'm going to wait just a few minutes, not even a few minutes, a few moments to see who joins me. But good morning, good afternoon from Newnan. I am Jodi for a gentle flow. This is my setup that I have back here. I have my water, I have a pillow that I brought from home, I have a blanket. You have a few moments to gather your mat and whatever you might need for the practice. If you are new to yoga or not feeling like getting down on the ground, I encourage you to grab a chair for part of it. We're going to start seated. So I encourage you to just get comfortable while we wait just a few moments to give everyone a chance to pop on here. Hi Cindy, I haven't seen you in years and years. I hope you're good. Hi Dottie, sending love, namaste. I hope everyone is well. I can't see everyone that joins, but I do see a few of my friends on here and I'm so excited. This is a very challenging time for everyone, I know, but it is so nice to have a community where we feel like we're getting together. If somebody can just let me know how the volume is, if I'm talking too loud, too quiet, if you can hear me, somebody just give me a little thumbs up or a heart if you can hear me. Those of you that are just joining me, I am Jodi. I am at the Summit Family Y this morning for a gentle class. We're going to start seated. I hope everyone is feeling well, doing what they can to minimize their stress and stay well. I'm going to come and have a seat. Like I said, I've got a pillow here. I'm going to have a seat on my pillow just for the first few moments. Again, give me a heart, a thumbs up if you can hear me. I'm facing my camera here in this lonely community room. Hello everybody. Good morning. I feel really small right now. All right, well, as we start to get settled in, let's find a comfortable seat, whether that's on a chair, against a wall, on a pillow, on a yoga block if you have them. And let's take a big, deep breath in through our nose, exhaling through our mouth, almost like a sigh of relief. We get to be here. We've dedicated this hour to ourselves so that we can take a few moments to become more mindful, to notice our breath, to notice our bodies, to move gently, mindfully, decrease stress, maybe even increase some energy. Let's do that again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now perhaps let's sit up nice and tall in our comfortable seat. Maybe now we're closing our eyes or lowering our gaze, becoming more present in our body, in our space, and with our breath. Let's start to notice our bodies here. Doing a body scan, let's notice the crown of our head. And maybe we're doing so without judgment, without changing anything, just noticing. Notice the jaw, the space between our eyes. Notice our shoulders and our neck. Notice our arms, the weight of our seat, our body. Notice our legs, all the way down to our feet. Notice those places today that feel really good, really strong, really healthy. Maybe say a little piece of gratitude for that, for those places that are feeling really good today. And then bring our awareness to those places that aren't feeling as great today. Maybe those places where we're experiencing make sure we're listening to our bodies, to remind ourselves to listen to our bodies, to move with grace, to move without judgment, without expectation, without competition, simply breathing, feeling, and letting go today as we move through our practice. If we're not already there, let's close our eyes once again and really start to notice our breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And maybe we're not changing anything about our breath just yet, but just being aware of the breath in the body, aware of how we're breathing, where the breath is going. And now as we're noticing our breath, let's allow that breath to travel down instead of lifting the shoulders as we breathe deeply. We follow that breath as it expands in our lungs through our ribs, noticing the belly rise and fall as we breathe deeply and fully. And perhaps we start to count our breath in, and then we match our exhale to that same count. Perhaps it's 2, 3, 4, or 5. But finding that equal ratio breath. And whatever that means for you today, I know this is a season of allergies, so perhaps in through the nose and out through the nose isn't available for you, and that's okay. Breathe with the body that you have today. And as we continue to breathe, inhaling what it is we're seeking today from this practice, and letting go of the opposite. Perhaps we're breathing in peace and letting go of judgment. Perhaps we're breathing in strength and letting go of competition. Breathing in love, letting go of expectation. And maybe we set an intention or a mantra for our practice. Perhaps what it is we're looking for today from this time we've set aside, time to start to know ourselves, to know our bodies just a little bit better. Not worrying about flexibility, not worrying about how we look, but simply how we feel. Taking this practice to wherever you need it to be today. My guidance may be more, maybe less than what you're looking for today. Make this about what you need in your space. For me, I'm getting out of my comfort zone today. But maybe for me that means that I'm expanding that comfort zone, and next time it won't be so uncomfortable. That could be what you're experiencing today as well, by getting onto these live videos with an instructor you've never met, or a practice perhaps you've never done, and being okay with that. Let's come back to our breath now, and just start to move maybe side to side through the hips here, just a gentle movement. You may have music where you are. For me, it's silence. Just noticing my body, letting go of everything that's no longer serving me for this time, and just a gentle side-to-side movement. We're going to place our hands on our knees here, just as a little support and stability. Let's inhale nice and tall, and as we exhale, start to circle through the hips, through the spine, down towards one knee and up. Inhaling as we rise, exhaling as we fold forward. Just find can gently start to wake up the body and start to pair the mind, body, and the breath. Coming up tall, let's reverse directions here. Coming down on the exhale, inhaling as we come up, flowing with our breath. Finding the breath that works for you. Circling through the hips. These circles can be as big or as small as what you need. One more time here. Let's inhale as we rise. Our hands gently on our knees. This time inhaling, let's sweep our arms up, reaching. And as we exhale, bring our hands down towards our heart. Inhaling, circle sweep those arms up. Exhaling, hands to the heart. One more time, inhale, sweeping our arms up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. This time, inhale, as we sweep them up. Exhale, let's gently twist to one side, finding rotation in the spine. We can use our hands and our knees for support. We can place one hand on the ground. Let's look over our shoulders this time on that breath. Finding a gentle spinal twist. Few breaths here. Inhaling, let's come back to center, reaching tall. Exhale, let's twist to the other side. Few breaths here. Pausing. Let's look over our shoulder, adding those gentle cervical spine movements. Inhaling back through center. Exhaling, let's bring our hands to our heart. Pausing here, closing our eyes, lowering our gaze. Let's drop one ear towards our shoulder, feeling length through that opposite side. We can take that opposite hand and reach it away from our bodies, gently pressing into our fingertips, maybe even placing our hand on our heart to feel our breath. Continuing that slow, steady, comfortable breath. Let's inhale back to center, our palms coming back, our gaze lowered. Let's drop the other ear towards the opposite shoulder, and then reach and extend, if we want, that opposite arm away from our bodies, placing our hand again on our heart, noticing our breath. Slow, steady, and comfortable breathing. Inhaling, we come back to center. Let's one more time inhale, reach those arms up. And as we exhale, bring our hands towards our heart and gently just allow ourselves to fold over our legs. Noticing the back, continuing that slow, steady, comfortable breath. Allow the head to hang heavy, releasing tension. Inhaling, let's walk back up, finding that seat one more time. Let's bring our knees around to one side and slowly start to transition into all fours on our mat, placing our hands under our shoulders and our knees under our hips, finding all fours. We can also use fists for wrists here, or prop our elbows up on some blocks. If we're seated in a chair, we're going to move into cat and cow, so we could do this seated as well. Let's find those hands underneath our shoulders. If we're in this all fours position, notice the spine. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling. Let's draw everything in and under, lowering our gaze, pressing into our hands. Our tailbone tucks to find cat. Inhaling, our heart comes forward for cow. Exhaling to cat. Inhaling here. And then finding a nice long spine, drawing our chin up and in, our gaze is in front of us. We're going to add a lateral movement here. Inhale as we look over one shoulder, exhaling to come back to center. Inhale, other side. Noticing our tailbone almost moving like wagging the tail, looking over our shoulder. Let's do one more on the other side. Inhaling through center here, and then exhale. Let's sit our hips back towards our heels to find child's pose. Our arms can be extended. We could also bring our hands underneath our forehead to find rest, either flat or in fists. If we need to create a little extra space, we can separate our knees to find a child's pose with a little bit wider knees. And then we find our breath. Taking that big deep breath in through our nose, let's notice our breath all the way down to our hips. Just gonna check in, make sure that everything's going okay on the phone here. Hello to everybody that's watching right now. Continuing to breathe in our child's pose. Notice the breath all the way down to the hips. Notice your body. Nice, slow, steady breaths. From here, let's take our hands and walk them over to the left side. Our hips may shift slightly. Feel that stretch all the way down our sides. Continue that slow, steady breath in our child's pose. And then let's walk our hands back to center, and then all the way over to the other side. Slow, steady, comfortable breaths here. Noticing any shift in the hips. Inhaling, let's bring our hands back to center, finding that extended child's pose one more time. Noticing the breath. And if that's all we do today, if that's all we take away, is to notice the breath as we move through our day, that is perfect. Let's inhale and come back to all fours. We're going to notice our lower body now. We're going to take our right leg and extend it long and back behind us, tucking those toes under. And we're just going to start to shift forward and back on our mat, noticing our ankles, a lot in our calf muscles. Just gently shifting forward and back here. One more time, remembering to move with our breath. Let's bring that knee back underneath. Notice any adjustments we need to make here to find stability. And take that left foot and send it back. Rocking back and forth here. Just noticing the calf pressing into the heel as we shift back. Maybe even a little pressure from the hands to increase that stretch. And then we bring that knee back under. Let's take our hands and move them slightly forward and find a gentle modified plank here. Our shoulders stable, pulled down. Inhaling here in our plank. Exhale. Let's shift back to our child's pose. Inhaling forward, we find our plank. Exhaling, we shift back into our child's pose. One more time. Inhaling forward. Exhale, back into child's pose. Inhaling forward this time. Let's exhale, hugging those elbows in nice and close as we lower down to our mats. Let's pause here. And on our next inhale, we're going to lift our shoulders away from the mat, our chest away from the mat for a baby cobra. Remembering not to press into our hands, but just use them as stability. Inhaling here, exhale to release. Let's do that again. Inhale, Our low belly engaged, our pelvis pressed into the mat. Exhale to release. One more time, inhale, lifting, finding a cobra. Exhale to release. Let's allow our knees to rest on the mat, strengthen our arms as we press back to our plank and back to child's pose. Staying here in child's pose or tucking our toes to lift our hips to find our first downward facing dog. If we've taken downward facing dog, let's pedal our feet here, just shifting our weight from one side to the other, bending one knee, reaching the opposite heel, noticing the sensations. Let's make sure our fingers are spread wide, our shoulders are pulled away from our ears, our low belly engaged, nice strong spine, just shifting side to side through our feet. Let's pause, extending both heels, our knees soft, our elbows almost facing forward. No tension in the head and the neck. Let's take 2 more breaths here in downward facing dog, or if we've chosen to stay in child's pose, preparing to come to a forward fold. Let's bend our knees and look up at our hands and just start to walk our feet up towards our hands. Once we've gotten there, let's inhale and come halfway up. Our heart open, our shoulders back, soften through the knees, and just allow our body to find a forward fold. Our arms can just gently touch the mat. We can find a ragdoll by taking opposite hand and opposite elbow, adding sway if that would feel good, just shifting the weight from side to side. Whatever feels good to our bodies. As much bend in the knees as we need to find support for our chest to our legs. One more breath here, inhaling. Exhaling, let's release our hands. Inhale, come halfway up, maybe even placing our hands on our knees to slowly, slowly rise to standing. Let's pause here, finding mountain pose. Our feet underneath our hips, our knees soft but our legs strong. Our arms and our palms facing forward to roll our shoulders back. Taking this moment to notice our body. After a few just gentle movements, breath work, we lower our gaze. On our next inhale, let's sweep our arms up. Inhaling as we reach. Exhale, our hands are going to come towards our heart. Inhaling, sweeping our arms up, lengthening through the body. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more time, just like that. Inhale, reach. Exhaling, hands to the heart. This time, let's reach one hand down our side, our fingertips reaching towards the ground as that opposite hand reaches up to find a lateral stretch. Our low belly engaged, nice and strong through that low back body. Maybe just slightly shifting through the hips to find that gentle lateral movement. Inhale, we come up, reach, reach, reach. Other hand comes down as we reach slightly up and over, growing taller through one side without shortening the other. No collapsing through that side body. Let's inhale, come back up. Let's do that one more time on each side, reaching up and over, a lateral stretch, breathing into our ribs, noticing the breath in the body. Inhale to come back to center, reaching, maybe this time opening the heart. Exhale, and reach up and over on the other side. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands to the heart. Adding chair here, let's hinge from the hips and send our seat back. Grounded through the feet. Inhaling, sweeping arms up. Exhaling to sit back into chair. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale to rocking chair and making this chair as deep or as shallow as what you need for your body. Inhale up, exhale for chair, adding a forward fold into the flow, inhaling up, exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, we rise, reaching, extended mountain, exhale, chair. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, reach, exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, reversing our swan dive, reaching, extended mountain, exhale for chair. Last time here, inhale, reach, exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to rise, exhale for chair. Inhale, let's reach it up. This time, let's reach our arms back and behind, clasping our hands if it's available, or simply opening the shoulders for our chest expansion. Pausing here. Notice the body. If you'd like to add a forward fold here, we absolutely can. Lifting our arms away from our body. Reaching, opening, clasping the hands if it doesn't cause pain. 1 more breath here. Inhale. Exhale to release the hands. Inhaling, we sweep our hands up to rise. Let's do that 2 more times as well. Reaching back, chest expansion, opening the heart. Inhaling here, exhale to fold. Taking our breaths, imagining each inhale, opening up the collarbone and the chest, and exhale, releasing tension and tightness. Last breath here, inhaling, exhaling to release the hands. Inhale, we sweep up. 1 more time, reaching back. Remember, the forward fold is optional. Clasping of the hands is optional. Inhaling here, exhaling to fold. Taking the time to be grateful for the movement we can do. Not worrying about what we can't. Inhaling here, exhale to release. Inhaling, rise. Exhale to bring the hands to the heart. Pausing here, noticing any heat that may have come up while we moved. Noticing how your body feels. Take this time to appreciate, to notice. We're going to move into some warrior series here. So let's clear our space, make sure we have room to step. I appreciate you all being here. I hope you're sticking with me. Let's find ourselves, if we're using a mat, at the front of our mat in mountain pose. Take this moment, let's inhale, reach and extend, exhale, hands to the heart. 1 breath here. We're going to shift our weight now to our right foot. Okay? We're going to take the left foot and step it back onto our toes into a lunge. So we're on our toes, that heel at the back is lifted towards the ceiling, and we've got weight with our knee directly over that forward ankle. Stabilize by drawing in through the belly if we need our hands on our hips or that forward knee to stabilize. Or if we want to take it a step further, we can extend our arms up or place them at our heart. Take this opportunity to notice what it is your body needs from this lunge, from this crescent lunge pose. 1 more breath here, and then we're going to take that back heel and lower it to our mat. It's going to be the furthest part from the front of our mat. Notice if there was any movement or shifting in that forward knee. We still want it over that forward ankle. Low belly in, equal weight on both feet as we lift our arches and lift our weight out of our hips. Then we're going to take our arms and again accessorize however it feels best for you. Perhaps it's extended. Maybe it's our hands at our heart, hands at our hips. Just noticing the lower body, especially if this is a new practice for us. Find your stability. And the further away your feet are from each other, the more we need the rest of our body to help stabilize. On our next inhale, we're going to shift through our hips so that they're facing the long edge of the mat we're going to reverse this warrior. So let's flip that right hand so the palm is lifted towards the ceiling. We're going to shift our body slightly forward and then extend that right arm up towards the ceiling. Taking this back hand, we're placing it either on that back leg or on our low back. Our gaze can be wherever it feels best to us. Our bodies, this is your body, your yoga. Inhale here. I'm feeling some heat in that right leg already. Let's come back to warrior two. And then finding what's called extended side angle. We're going to place our right forearm on that forward knee, on that right knee. And then we're extending the left arm towards the ceiling. Looking for straight lines with our body. One more breath here. Excuse me. Bringing our arms back, front to back, warrior two. Sweeping the left arm forward, warrior one. Our hands come to our heart. Strengthen that right leg to step back to the front of our mats. Let's take a moment here if you have water available. It's getting warm outside here in Georgia, so let's make sure we stay hydrated. And then I'm going to switch sides, and we're going to go into the other side. So let's find ourselves grounded, rooted on our mats. Our weight now shifts to that left foot. Hands at the heart. Inhaling, exhaling to step back, finding that lunge. Remembering we're on the ball of our foot so that heel is lifted towards the ceiling at the back. The left knee is over the left ankle to place the knee in a good position to keep our body safe. Low belly in, strengthen our low body and our lower body. Hands can be at the heart, lifted and extended. Again, whatever feels best for you. If you have a chair and you need to stabilize holding the chair, that is perfectly okay. Taking one more breath here. Inhale, exhale, lower that heel. We're finding our warrior one on this side. Nice and strong. Inhale, those arms can be up at our heart, wrapped around our back, whatever feels best for us today. Take this time for you. Notice what your body is telling you. Breathing here. For me, I'm going to extend my arms here. Lowering my shoulders away from my ears. Inhale. Next inhale, we open our hips. Make any adjustment through that back leg that would feel good. Still wanting that heel the furthest place from the front of our mat. That forward knee over the forward ankle. Letting go through the hips. Continuing slow, steady breath. Warrior two. Let's flip that left palm. Reach and extend. And then rising, finding our reverse warrior, our peaceful warrior. Thinking about lengthening through that left side, through the ribs. Breathing into the side body, extending towards the sky and not behind us. Reach a lateral movement, a side body stretch. Inhaling, we come back, warrior two. Exhaling, placing the left forearm on that left knee. Try not to collapse, but stay lifted out of that shoulder. Light on our knee, on our thigh. Slow, steady breaths. I know I keep saying that, but it's so important, especially right now, to keep breathing. Inhale, let's come back, warrior two. Facing forward for warrior one. Hands coming to the heart, finding strength in that forward leg as we step forward, maybe walking it out. Finding that mountain pose one more time. and then the right, pressing our hips up to find downward facing dog, or we could find child's pose here as well. Taking a few breaths, rest if needed, strength and length, breath. This would be a great time, if it's in your practice, to add the half series flow, finding chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, or just enjoying the pause. From here, let's bend our knees and look up at our hands. This time we're going to take that right foot all the way forward, as many steps as you need. So it can be one sweep all the way up to our hands or several, as long as we have that good alignment of that forward knee, that right knee over the right ankle. Finding strength here, let's lower that back heel. Inhaling, rising, warrior one on this side. Stay here, I'm just gonna switch myself around so that I can see if anyone has any questions through the phone, so that you can see me as well. Finding that warrior one. Remember, we can accessorize with our arms however feels good to us. So just notice your body. Notice where you need to be today. Going back through some of these same postures that we've already visited today. Inhaling here, and then opening up, finding our warrior two. Moving a little quicker this time. Find that reverse warrior, that peaceful warrior. Length through the side. Inhale forward. Back to our warrior one. And then our extended side ankle. This time, instead of making our way back to the warrior one, we're going to take this left hand, the one that's up towards the sky, and bring it down to our mat. And then come into a lunge here. So lifting off of our toes at the back. Now I'm going to take my right arm and lift it up this time. Lunge with a twist. So that right arm is reaching up. Left shoulder is nice and stable and strong. We can lower our back knee. Taking this to wherever we need it today. Inhale here. Exhale. Let's bring that hand down. Lifting off of our knee if we set it down. And we'll step back with that right foot. Finding downward facing dog one more time. Feel free to walk it out. Find our child's pose. Few breaths here. If you'd like to run through the half series, take that option here. One more breath. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Let's step that left foot forward this time. Lowering that right heel. Rise to find our warrior one. I'm going to stay here this time so that you can see me in that twist. Let's be strong in our warrior one. Inhaling to find warrior two. Good. Flipping that hand. Reaching forward to find our peaceful warrior. Back to our warrior two. And then exhaling to find our extended side ankle. Remembering here, we're going to take this lifted hand, this right hand, and bring it down to our mat as we come into a lunge, a lower lunge. We can lower that knee if needed, finding our lunge here, and then adding the twist where we extend that left arm up. So this is what it looks like from the other side. I'm nice and strong in this shoulder. Lift it up and out. Inhaling here. Exhale, let's lower that hand. Let's lift that right knee again by pressing into our toes and being strong in the hamstring and quadricep. And then stepping back, downward facing dog. Beautiful job, everyone. I know you're working so hard. Let's breathe here. Take a moment. Inhaling. Exhaling. Let's lower position. So we come here, we lift up and off of our seat, our hips extended, our bottom muscles are going to work here a little bit, so our glutes are nice and strong. And we're going to take our left hand and place it on that flat part, our sacrum area right here, and then our right hand is going to come into our palm as a fist. Let's start to draw our elbows together, really opening the chest, rolling our shoulders back for a gentle camel. Pressing our hips forward, drawing up and in through our abdomen. Our heart shines towards where the ceiling and the wall meet. If we need a little stability, tuck those toes, open up into camel. If camel is part of your practice, you can reach back, holding your heels, or simply stay here, whatever feels best to your body. A few more breaths, opening the heart, opening the hips. The reverse of a seated position, right? Inhale here, exhale. Let's come back into our child's pose. Our hips meet our heels and we extend forward. Shift the weight from side to side if that would feel good. We're going to make our way to a seated posture once again. So let's walk up, shift our weight to one side or the other, and then allow our legs to come out in front. I have both of my legs extended. We can bend our knees. We can put a pillow or a blanket under our knees should we need that extra little lift or release for our hamstrings or our low back. Toes are facing the ceiling. Let's bring our hands beside us, roll those shoulders back, find our staff pose. Notice our bellies working here. Bringing our hands to our heart. Inhale, grow a little bit taller. Exhale, start to fold forward over our legs, our heart and our chest reaching up. And then using our hands just to add stability. We can reach for our toes and bind. But if we can't reach our toes, be okay finding that stretch for our hamstrings, for our leg muscles. Inhale, create some space. Exhale to fill it, finding that sinking breath. Inhale, create space. Exhale, making that exhale just a little bit longer than the inhale to really melt into our staff, into our forward fold. One more breath here. Let's slowly come back up. So with a nice long spine rise, let's bring one knee up and in. So for you, if you're mirroring me, bringing that left knee up, the right leg staying long, nice and tall here. We can even use this knee to lengthen the spine to be nice and tall. We're going to do a spinal twist from here. Lots of twists today. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, let's take this left hand and bring it around the back as a second spine. Our right arm reaches up and then across the knee as a bind, as a hook. If we can't quite get there, just holding that knee to add that twist will be perfect for you. Working with the body you have today, let's look over that left shoulder. Inhaling again, exhaling a little bit longer than the inhale. Seeing if on that exhale we can twist a little bit further. One more breath here. Exhaling, inhale, eyes forward first, and then we release the hands. Let's open this knee up and then bring the other sole of our feet together. So we've got both feet in front of us, knees wide, just like a butterfly. We can bounce our knees or just find that pause here. Inhaling, heart up and open. Exhale, we can start to walk our hands gently out in front of us to find a little bit of a fold. Let's nod our chin, releasing tension and tightness from the neck, from the shoulders. Make any movement here that would feel good. Or again, finding this sinking breath where our exhale is longer. creating space to fill. Inhale, we come back up. Good. The left leg now extends as the right knee comes in. Using that knee as a prop to help us sit up nice and tall. Inhaling here. Exhale. That hand comes behind us as a second spine. Left arm reaches up and then hooks over that knee. Remember, we can just hold should we need to. Inhaling here. Exhale, looking back over that shoulder. Breathing into our posture. Slow, steady, comfortable breath. Inhale here. Exhale, twist a little bit further. Use the breath to find that space. Last breath here, inhaling, eyes forward, releasing our stretch. Let's use this knee here. We're going to make our way down to our backs from here, holding the back of that bent knee. Let's walk ourselves down to the mat. I hope you can still see me down here. And then let's bring the knees into the chest. Knees to chest pose. I like to hold the back of my thighs so that there's not as much pressure on my knees. Rocking side to side, back and forth, noticing the gentle massage on the low back. Couple more breaths here, making this gentle rock as big or as small as you need. Let's bring both hands to the back of that right leg and then extend the left leg long on the mat. Just a gentle movement here, single knee to chest. On our next inhale, let's take this right leg and extend it up towards the ceiling, finding a gentle opening for that hamstring. I don't have quite enough room right here, so I'm going to bend that left knee one more time, placing that foot flat on the mat to give myself a little extra space to stretch and go into my supine hand to foot pose. So we can reach up, adding to this, whatever we need to do. I'm just gently holding the back of my leg, getting as much out of this posture as my body's ready for today. Let's take this right ankle now and cross it over the left knee. If you need to bend that knee in now, let's do so. Placing that foot flat on the mat. Let's open up through that right hip, that right knee. Take a moment and notice our bodies. From here, if we're able, if our body has the availability, let's draw that left thigh in towards our chest to find that figure four, our sleeping pigeon. Lots of different names for this one. Let's breathe here. I'm noticing the most sensations in the back of my right glute and hip area. It's where we're looking to feel this one. Let's release that left foot back down to our mat, and then the right. So both feet now are flat on our mat. Our knees are hip distance apart, facing towards the ceiling. Let's lengthen our arms along by our sides. We're going to find a bridge pose here, and you can make this restorative if you have that pillow nearby. Let's inhale now and lift our hips, pressing into our feet. We can pause and stay here, just using the strength of our own body to find our bridge. If it's too much and we want to be a little bit more gentle on our bodies, we can place a block, a book, a pillow under our hips, and then find that restorative bridge. Aiming for just a few more breaths here. Opening up the front of our bodies, long lines from knee to hip to shoulder. Take one more deep breath in here, inhaling, and exhaling, we lower down to our mat. Let's drop our left knee into our chest now, holding the back of that left thigh, and extend the right leg long. Noticing the hips. Even feel free to rock that knee side to side to notice that hip joint. And then we're shoulders, or be a little more gentle and just holding the back of that thigh. Let's bring that left ankle across that right knee now, opening up that left hip. Notice here, notice what our body has available to us. And if we can, bring that right thigh in now towards our chest. Finding a few deep, steady breaths. Being mindful of what our body is asking for. We've made it this far. We've dedicated this time to ourselves. I'm so grateful for all of you for sticking around with me for this. Let's inhale here and exhale. Release that right foot. And release the left. The last pose I'm going to guide us through is Happy Baby. If there's any pose or posture that I've missed for you, please go ahead and do that now, and then we'll find our final relaxation. For Happy Baby, we bring our knees into our chest, and then our hands come to the inside of our thighs and our knees as we start to separate our legs here. And we extend our heels towards the ceiling, opening up through the thighs. We can bind this posture by reaching up and in to hold the outside of our feet with our hands. Feel free to rock side to side here. Bend one leg as we straighten the other. Be playful and Happy Baby. Feel the difference in our body here. Continuing to breathe. Appreciate what your body can do. Inhale here. Exhale. Let's bring our hands to the back of our legs. Draw our knees together one more time. Knees to chest. And then we'll lengthen our right leg and then our left down towards the end of our mat. Finding Shavasana, our final relaxation posture. Feel free to settle in here. I have a little meditation that I'd like to do and a reading for you as you settle in to your final relaxation. Let's notice the crown of our head. Let's notice the space between our eyes. Let's notice our jaw, maybe separating our teeth at the back, removing our tongue from the roof of our mouth. Let's notice our neck. Let's notice our arms and our upper body. And we're going to take our hands and make really tight fists. We're going to notice all the muscles in our arms and our shoulders grow tense and tight, maybe even our shoulders coming up to our knees, our ears. Really, really strong in the upper body. Now let's take a big, deep breath in here. It's not going to be easy, but as we exhale, release all of that tension. Feel the upper body melt into the mat, into our supports. Now let's do the same with our lower body. Let's curl our toes and press into our heels. Let's tighten the muscles in our bottom and in our legs. Breathing in here, and as we exhale, we release all of that tension. Our whole body now relaxed. Our feet open, our legs nice and soft, our arms and our shoulders soft. All that's left to do is find a breath with no effort. Noticing our breath. Again, that breath with no effort. Our thoughts may wander, but allow yourself to stay with me for the last few moments here. This is the hardest part for some people. This is also the part of class that some people look the most forward to. Shavasana, the time to be with ourselves, to let go. Nothing else matters right now. Above all, to acknowledge the work that you did, to notice how you feel, and to set the intention on taking this feeling out with you into the rest of your day, with your family at home, perhaps with your children if you're trying to help with the virtual learning. Maybe you're working from home. Let's be patient with ourselves and give ourselves some grace. When you're ready, slowly press yourself up to a tall seated position on your mat. Sitting well and comfortable, length through the spine, weightless in the hips. Let's close our eyes, take a moment to seal in our practice. Palms up to continue to receive energy from those that are also in this with us, or palms down to seal in our practice. We'll take one final breath together, inhaling, reaching our arms up. Exhaling, let's bring our hands down towards our heart, resting here. Thank you for taking time for you. Thank you for sharing this yoga practice with me. I miss my classes. I miss my wife family. I hope you're all being well. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Have a blessed day, everybody. I'm going to turn off the camera. I hope you're all well. I hope you did well.